Hi, this is Lok. In this video we'll cover camera controls. So I've loaded up a stage that I designed previously, and I just want to show you how you add cameras and control cameras and customize them to your liking. And so the way to add cameras is you use the backspace button. So if you move around and navigate to a certain spot, let's say for instance I want this spot here, I can hit the backspace and to create a camera, and first you need to give it a name. Let's call this front view, front, and click OK, and that creates a camera. And then if I create one from this side, maybe something more ground level so I can see the popper, and I create another one called this right, and then I go over to the end here and then I create another one from this angle called left, right? So now I've created 3 cameras. And how do you see where these cameras are? Well, if you go over to your edit, you see a option called cameras. You can select from here, there, or you just hit 3 for a shortcut. So now this is the camera interface. From the left side, this is where you select camera. You can change the order of the camera. So we have your front camera, your right camera, and your left camera. You can also change the order. Let's say I want left to be before right. I can just move this up. So now I have front, left, right. This is important when you're doing waypoints and when you're doing animation, which I'll go through in a bit. Okay. You can also select filters. So let's select the front camera, and let's say I want to apply a certain filter to this. There's many different filters here available to you, and here's how it looks like in amber. You can choose new filters, maybe cyberpunk, and that's how the filters look like. Some people find this useful. I don't really, but the capability is there for you. And so you can change your filters here. You can add notes that will be attached to a camera so that in the future when you load the stage up, you can read up these notes here, and it also comes up in your written stage briefing as well, what you've written here for that specific camera. So let's say this is the front view, and then maybe for the left one is the left view of popper, and then the right one is right back view. Right, so now if you switch back and forth, you see all these different notes. Later on I'll show you in the written stage briefing, this is where this will appear. Let's skip animation for now. I'll come back to this. So if you go over to camera control, once you've established the camera, and if you find that it's not in the right place, you can adjust it and position it normally by clicking on these buttons. So if you click on down, you just bring the cameras down, bring the cameras up. If you want to go closer, goes forward, maybe position it to be like that, maybe, right? You can also rotate your cameras. If you want to, you can yaw the cameras. You can also zoom in and zoom out. You can also change the type of cameras from perspective to orthographic. So orthographic looks like the ones in SketchUp. I don't like this kind of view because it looks fake. So I prefer the perspective. You can also change the aspect ratio. This is the typical 16:9. You can do the square view. You can also do the Instagram style aspect ratio. But more often than not, for your written stage briefing, this is how the camera typically looks like. And then you can toggle cell shade on or off. Cell shading is basically creates a subtle outline and basically spreads out the color so that it looks more cell shaded, like a cartoon, right? This is what SketchUp uses when you look at their stage designs. This is great when you want to provide more clarity in your written stage briefing. You can also simplify background by just making it all white, right? Instead of having all the berms and colors and all that, you can just simplify it if you want to. You can toggle cell shade on and simplify the background too. And you can also toggle top-down view. So if you prefer this camera to be top-down, you can click on that. Otherwise, you can go back to normal. And this option allows you to face the target text to camera. So the front view doesn't really apply. So let me go over to the right view. If I click on face text to camera, you see now the text will always face the camera. And then so when you save this image, this text will always face the camera, right? You can switch to front. The front will be normal. And so for people who don't use the written stage briefing feature in Practisim Designer, you can very easily output your design or the capture, the screenshot of your design, and then use it in your own stage design software like Word or PowerPoint or whatever you use, right? To create your designs, you can then import them and use the image here. So some of our users do that. They will design everything here, then they'll position the cameras to make it look very nice, and then they save it, and then they use that in their own Word document or something like that. Okay, let's look at animations. Animation is pretty cool because what it does is it will go through your customized cameras one by one according to the playback speed and the pause duration. So by default, the playback speed is set at 5. You see how that speed looks like, and you can adjust it 10 will increase the speed, 1 will lower the speed, and then your pause duration. How long does the system stay at a certain camera position before it moves on to the next camera position? So if you look at this, if I play loop right now, what will happen is the camera will go to the front, stay for 1 second, and then move to the left, stay for 1 second, and then move to the right. So if I'm building a animation here to show you the preview, I'll probably go to the front, right? And then I'll probably want to move over to the right and then move up to the front left, right? So let's reorder this and move the right back up to now. So let's play the loop, and this is how you look like. You go to the front view, go to the right view, stay for a second, and then move over to the left view. Stay for a second, and then you'll be done. You also have the option to play this full screen. So if you do full screen, then you just take over the full screen. There you go. Perfect, right? So let's say I want to modify this and I want to make it go from front right to the back left and then go forward. So what I do is I can go to edit here. Maybe I'll just put another set of targets over this side, right? And then maybe position, maybe it's over here, and I add a new camera and call this back left. Now if I go back to my cameras, I'll move back left up. So in this case it'd be front, right, back left, and then go forward. So now if I play the loop, you go to the front, you go to the back right, go over to back left, and then go up to the front to left. Yeah. So that's a very cool way for you to be able to create new cameras, manage them. You don't want to, if you want to delete the camera, you can just click on this to remove the camera, and then or you can edit the camera name if you don't want back left. If you want to make it look better, back left, you can edit the camera name here. Yeah, like that. So that's the camera system in Practisim Designer.